You have to understand that irregardless of your sentiments, irregardless of how you feel about the victim of the murder, Bryan Thompson, an human life was lost. Murder was committed, someone died. And whatever inspiration, motivation, intention the alleged murderer had, it does not play a role as justifying the action.
Luigi Mangione was handed over to New York in dramatic fashion to face the charges against him in the killing of the United Healthcare CEO Bryan Thompson. He was flown to the city from a Pennsylvania courthouse today after he dropped his extradition flight. Returning back to the place of his alleged crime, officials made an example of him by parading him in front of the cameras.
Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Moshaliwa Speaks. Today we're going to be discussing the very concerning and controversial case of the murder or assassination of Bryan Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare. This murder took place December 4th, the early morning of that day around 6:35, and it was allegedly committed by Luigi Mangione. That name alone elicits different emotion in people. I decided to take on this case and do a deep dive on it because I think people are taking it the wrong way. People are not objectively and subjectively evaluating this issue, the case of the murder. And I feel there needs to be an healthy balance between the discussion of is it right to commit murder for a fair and just cause, or is it wrong? No matter what your intentions are, your motive are, murder is murder. So this video will just be a quick input of my own analysis of this case, my own interpretation of the issue, what I think is lacking, what I think people should focus on, and lots more. So that is what this video is going to be about today, and it's going to give you a better insight into what is happening, what has happened, and what is possibly going to happen in the future to the alleged murderer. So if you love deep dives, you love commentaries, you love videos like this, people that analyze things, well, this is the right place for you, because I do a deep dives on captivating and interesting issues and topic I find on in the society. And if that's what you love, that's your cup of tea, Omoshaliwa Space is the right place for you. So stick around by subscribing to this channel, turn on your post notification so that you can get notified anytime I drop an upload. With that being said, let's head into the video. So let's start off with the murderer. Luigi Mangione is a 26-year-old man. He is a graduate of a very prestigious university in the USA. He's an American citizen. The murder took place in America, for context, and he's a data scientist. He holds a degree in computer science. So from this, you can realize that this young man is established, but far from the norm. This young man is brilliant. So it boggles the mind. It makes you wonder, why would a young man, ruin his life, ruin his future to pass a message, a deadly one at that? I have been thinking over this matter. In fact, I have consumed a lot of videos, a lot of analysis, deep dive on this topic. Is it YouTube? Is it TikTok? And I just see different sides. Some people support the guy, some people are totally against what he did. And the big question is why? Why did he do what he did? People don't even have a full understanding of that. And let me give you what I have discovered on that. And to give you the reason why, we have to go back. We have to now talk about the victim. The victim is Bryan Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare. And when this man was found, his body at the crime scene, they found 3 bullets casing which had the word delay, deny, and depose written on them, and those were the bullets was shot with. Why was this man killed? Why did Luigi Mangione commit such murder, killing such a reputable person in the society? Now, to understand this, we have to see the bigger picture. Bryan Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare, is the CEO of the insurance branch of that company. I think United Healthcare Group is like a big company, so he is the one in charge of United Healthcare, which they're an insurance company. And if you know anything about insurance, you pay your insurance policy, the premium to the company, to get a cover, to have a claim in case of an accident, in case of anything that's going to happen in the future. You can have an health insurance, you can insure your car, you can insure your house. So that's the concept of insurance, as security, as cover to identify you in the event of such accident or such devastating loss of human life or properties or whatever. That is what insurance is meant to serve once you are paid. So it's like a contract. You pay your insurer, you become the insured. So Bryan Thompson, for example, in this case, is the insurer. His company would insure you after you have paid your premium. So the company being an health insurance company, they insure people who need health care, who need attention from the health industry. And that is what the company set out to do, to pay out these claims when that issue arises. It is alleged that this health company has a very infamous reputation of not wanting to pay out the claims of people insured by the company. And this reputation precedes them. I believe that is why Luigi Mangione took it upon himself to take out this pest, quote unquote, which he claimed they are. It is sad to see, but some people deem the murder as necessary to pass a message to the United States healthcare system, to the government, to the people in charge of healthcare, that you cannot just treat people as shit. You can't just treat them anyhow because you are in position of power and they are below. It is sad to see, and that is the why that I don't know what our society is becoming, but it is so depressing. Okay, a man was murdered, Bryan Thompson, regardless of his status, his position in life, rich man that he was. Does he deserve to have been murdered that way? Hold your opinions to yourself and hear me out. Let me finish. He was murdered at the back. He was shot from the back 3 times. That murder was caught by the CCTV, and that's how they were able to capture Luigi. They had an image of the murderer. And there's been an opera of different sentiments, different perspective on this murder. People are happy, but the general sentiment is happiness. Initially, when I heard the case, I was amused by the whole situation. Genuinely speaking, I was amused just because I didn't have full context of the issue. That was why. Not that I found it fascinating that someone was murdered and people are happy. No, I was just amused by the fact that someone died and people are celebrating it. Why? And that's what I found myself asking. Why? Is it that people have totally lost it? Is it that our generations can't tell serious issues from mere minor cases anymore? But no, that was not it. People bear deep emotion towards this particular case because some people feel that the victim isn't really a victim. People feel like he deserved what happened to him. People don't feel bad for the victim. That is not my personal perspective. That's not my personal opinion. That is what I have discovered. Why would people not feel bad for a man that was murdered in broad daylight, in a very calculated manner, in a very vengeful way, in a very, devoid of emotion way? Even if you don't pity the man because you don't like him, why are people not thinking of his families, his wife, his 2 sons that he had? Why are people not thinking of that? And the answer is not far-fetched, because they feel that the man has caused the death of many people and that karma has just served him right.
I wouldn't say that I endorse murder, no, but no, I don't endorse murder, but
what?
But I'm glad that they're a little bit nervous.
Mail shot 165 6th Avenue.
He is no hero.
How people can like this guy, that's a sickness, actually.
This was Luigi Mangione at his latest court hearing. A villain or a hero? On that question, America is divided.
It's sad. I earlier said it's going to be controversial. It's a concerning matter. And people are worshipping Luigi. People are seeing him as the unsung hero. People are seeing him as the Messiah who has come to deliver them from the terrible and terrorizing healthcare system in the United States.
You know what? I don't care that the CEO of United Healthcare was also a husband and father. My mom died from complications due to diabetes. Diabetes requires a lot of supply. Not just things like pumps, insulin, needles, test strips. It's things like batteries, alcohol wipes, Band-Aids, tape, gauze. 6 months before my mom died, her health insurance let her know that all of the things that she had been prescribed and insured for the last 10, 15 years of her life were no longer going to be covered. The insulin her life depended on, the pumps her life depended on, and the batteries that go in those pumps. The morning after my mom died, and I'm talking not even 24 hours after, 7 a.m., the morning after my mom died, a box full of all of my mom's supplies for the next 4-6 months showed up on my front step. And inside the box, with all of her supplies, there was a letter that said, "Due to the change in your current situation, we have now fully insured and covered your supplies." The current change in situation was listed as death. Patient expiration. So yeah, it makes sense that all of the health insurance companies in the United States have now taken their CEOs off their websites, because it's not a matter of if this happens next, it's when.
I know this is hearsay, this is people's comments that have been left on social media on different platforms. We cannot verify every single story. But I believe that it is not possible for everybody to lie against you all the time. And with the momentum of negative reviews and feedback about his company, I can somewhat see why this happened. I understand why this happened. I don't justify it, but I understand it. At the same time, I condemn it. You have to understand that violence never solves anything. And yes, you can come for me. I'm not asking you not to. You can say, oh, you don't have experience of anything. Are you covered by their company? Are you this? Are you that? I am not. In fact, I bear no affiliation to the murderer or the victim. But I'm just saying this from an observer point of view, observing these things that happened. Violence is not going to solve the issue. It is only going to elicit fury from those on top. And don't get me wrong, I'm not asking you to be scared of those on top. I understand the need to pass a message to the industry. Is it healthcare industry? Is it the government? I understand sometimes the most peaceful way will not pass a message. But violence, extreme violence, does no one no good. And do you know what pains me the most? Do you know what saddens me the most? Okay, the fact that you don't regard human life, aside that, you are now glorifying the murderer. And some people don't even know the full reason. They don't get context. They don't have understanding of this issue. All they see is an attractive young man in his 20s. Oh, Kiloshi, what did he do? Oh, he killed Bryan Thompson. And you may not like Bryan Thompson because you've heard of what his company has done to people. So you don't really even know why you should really support the murderer. All you see is a very handsome man. Now you are creating test traps over him. Different videos, different edits. It pains me to say that this generation don't even care about wrong from right. All they care about is what the majority thinks. And they don't even know why the majority think that way. And that is what I discovered in this case. Because I went to TikTok trying to get an understanding of what happened. Okay, yes, TikTok is not the best place to go to get things like that. But you have to understand one thing about TikTok. You're going to get the perspective of people because people are not going to shy away from what they feel on TikTok. They're going to say what they want to say, especially in the comment section, right? So I researched on it, what is going on. And I realized I got to know less about the case, less about the victim, only more about what people feel about the murderer. And what people think about him is hot. Oh, he's the messiah of the people. Why is he the messiah of the people? These people don't even know. I went in, eager to know more. I came out confused and sad. And all I saw was just test trap, people testing over this guy. Oh, he's hot, he's handsome. And the few comments that I saw that had depth to them gave me clarity. You could see some that were so emotional, some that, although they did not agree with what happened, you could see them giving an understanding of why this has occurred. Like a comment of someone who said that they do not agree with murder, but that these people had it coming. And it gave a reason why he had such opinion, his own perspective of the issue. But what you would see aside reasonable views like that is people telling you, oh, he can do them anytime. Have you forgotten that this guy is being in charge for murder? I think the society has lost it in a way. I know that, I admit. But sanity, clarity, I believe it should not still be far away from us. Occasionally we can try and downplay things, but I think when things are serious like this, when matters are serious like this, joke should be kept away. Because it's not funny. I don't care what you think, it is not funny. Okay, Luigi is an attractive young man. He has committed murder. Allegedly. Now he's been charged to court for murder. Now, with that context in mind, you don't know any other thing about him. Then you go to social media, the internet, and you see a visual image of this guy. Of course, if you're not a liar, you're going to find him appealing. He's good looking. But what is your first impression with the context that you have? What do you feel about him? Do you feel like, well, why did he do this? Or are you of the opinion that, he's an horrible person? Or are you of another school of thought that are like, he's a good looking person, but what he did is bad. Or since he's good looking, let's downplay what he has done. This case makes me remember the Menendez brother issue. The people who killed their parents, and people didn't really have an understanding of what they did. All they saw that these men were young, attractive people too, rich, well-to-do, came from a well-to-do family. And yeah, they went with the bandwagon, ailing them. Ridiculous. That's what the situation is. So that aside, it also gives me a reminiscence of when people fall in love with serial killers, like this Night Stalker guy. People sending them love letter, people crushing on them because they're attractive. And I think there's an undertone in this issue, and the undertone is that once you're attractive, once you're good looking, forget it. You're going to get away with a lot of things. Even if you cannot get away with a lot of things, people are going to downplay the brevity of your action. Yes, people are going to downplay that. People are going to hail you. There's this halo effect that you're going to acquire. And that's what Luigi has acquired for himself. I can tell he's a young man that is very opinionated, very intelligent, care for the people in a way, has the love of people in his heart. He was really deeply offended by the United Healthcare system. He wanted to do something to bring about a change. He wanted to pass a message. He wanted a change that was going to last. And I think in his own mind, no matter how twisted it may be, he thought he had to be the ultimate sacrifice. He had to sacrifice his life and that of Bryan Thompson for people to finally take them serious, and not people on the internet, people in power, people in place of authority, people that can actually change things, turn them around. Sad as it is, I believe that is why he did it. It's on every topic. And people are like, why should we pity the man? He was a monster. He was an horrible person when he was alive. Denying claims and all. People dying because of him. People with cancer needing radiation treatments. People don't like him. But you have to understand, you don't have to like someone to pity them. You don't have to like someone to realize that what has been done to them is awful. Not just them. I mean, they are the primary victim, but they have families. They have people they love. They have people that love them in turn. Put yourself in the place of his children right now. How would you feel if your father was already murdered, assassinated, and now his name is being smeared? Now just be human. I know people are saying he did not do a single humane thing when he was alive. He was an horrible person. These are all alleged. But still, he was an human being. And if this is the way human beings are deciding to go about solving matters, it is scary. Because you have to remember, jungle justice is no justice. Violence is never the answer. Not to sound cliche, but give this case a year, 2 years, and we're going to see how things are going to play out. The possibility that Luigi is going to regret his actions, maybe, or that the public sentiment is going to change. Maybe people are now going to have an understanding now, of the fact that, oh yeah, this is bad. The seriousness of issues will not eat you, especially if you are not a stakeholder, especially if you have not felt the pain. As the adage goes, you cannot know where it's pinching someone in the shoe unless you have worn that shoe. And the case is already in court. It is going to play out. Let's give it a year or two. Let's see whether the public sentiment remains the same. Are people still going to hail this guy the hero? Are people still going to test over him? Or are people going to finally have an understanding that if someone has wronged you, self-help, self-aid is not always the best course of action to take? I mean, people are creating Spotify playlists, taking out a CEO, putting songs, making jest of the whole situation. A human being was killed. He was a bad man, they claim. But the murderer, with his actions, has he become the good man? Ask yourself. Keep your opinions to yourself or keep them in the comments below. Remember, this is just my own opinion. This is my analysis of the situation. You are entitled to what you feel. I mean, social media is just glorifying this whole thing. As a law student and aspiring lawyer, I know that there's always going to be defense for every action, no matter how depraved, inhumane it is. But sometimes, you don't even want to defend those person's action. For me, I don't see Luigi as a savior. I think he's dealing with savior complex with what he has done. I can't view him as a savior. He may view himself as that, he may not. It might be the society, the public just view him as that. Now it begs the question, who is the victim? Who is the villain? That I would ask you to tell me in the comment section. Who do you think is the victim with everything I've said now? Also, I found out that he was dealing with chronic back pain, and some have argued that maybe that was the last straw for him. That was maybe what led him to finally commit such act to really bring about a change in the healthcare system. But still, the situation on ground is not funny. It's not. So to those people that are laughing, making edits, making test track, I don't know what your motive are. I don't know what your intents are. Are you trying to glorify this? I just have one thing to tell you and advise. It is not funny. Think. Some people are not in support of the victim, but I respect the way they have passed their message, their opinion on the internet. They've done it in such an humane and respectful manner that although they did not necessarily like the man when he was alive, they do not justify his killing. And at the same time, they will let you know that they do not pity him. And you cannot fault them for that. I might not pity the victim, but I will let you know that I don't accept this as normal behavior, justifiable behavior. What about that? Why don't we adopt that? I mean, the issue took place in America and a lot of Americans don't care. And you may wonder, what is this girl talking about? Like, why is she talking about it? Is she in America? I just think case bears a general sentiment that can be found anywhere in the world. People taking serious matter, totally watering it down. You can't even find the relevant factors in that matter any longer. You can't find the why, you can't find the how. All you find is just flimsy downplaying of the matter. At the end of the day, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Is it really justice? Some have said it's poetic justice, some have said it's karma. But to me, I'll just say the court of law will decide. Court of public opinion and court of law are two different concepts, and this matter has really shed a light on it. At the end of the day, one thing you're going to realize is that the court of justice is the one that is going to decide the case. It's not about the court of public opinion. Yes, it may influence some things, but legally speaking, evidence that is going to be adduced before the court is going to determine how successfully the case is going to play out. He's currently being detained and he's been charged, he's been indicted. What remains is either he becomes convicted for the crime and his options are limited. That's either life sentence or death penalty. He's being charged for murder, which is a very serious offense, and I think it's aggravated murder. In America, you could be charged with murder, aggravated murder, capital murder, and he's charged with a serious one. Not that any murder is not serious, but it's not manslaughter. They're charging him with murder. I know some people are even seeking for the death penalty in this case, and it's sad because people are arguing that if it was a normal human being, a mere man that was killed, not a CEO of a rich company, government will be taking the case as serious as they are. I think that is not what we should focus on. Regardless, the court is meant to be fair. So whether the government prosecutors are taking it stricter than they would a mere man is not the point. The point is that he has committed an offense and he's been rightfully charged with it. So just let me know how you feel about this case in the comment section below. I would really appreciate. I know it is somewhat foreign to us presently in Nigeria, because if you're not in America and you're just in the world like the rest of us, we're just viewing this case, we're just spectators. Okay, what do you think? What do you feel? I think it affects everybody. It just shows where oppression has resided somewhere for so long. People are going to burst out, and sometimes the flames is going to burn everybody. And when people finally seek justice far away from the court, the means are not always right. And I think that is what this case is about, is trying to seek justice for people who are suffered at the hands of unfair healthcare system in America, but the means does not justify the end. Well, that's just my own opinion. I hope I've been able to inform you about the matter. I hope you can develop your own insight on the case. What do you think about it? What do you feel should be the correct sentiment of the public as regards this matter? Should they really support the victim's family, regardless of his actions when he was alive, or should they support the murderer regardless of his action, as long as his intentions seemed pure and right? At a deep point, this is one of the deeper cases I've analyzed on this channel. So guys, please remember to subscribe. Yeah, it is important so that you can always be here with me anytime I do drop an upload. Remember to comment, it is very important. And also remember to like this video. It's going to tell the algorithm that you enjoyed what you just consumed, and it also motivates me to put out very interesting content like this. I love you guys so much. Please stay safe. It's the end of the year and a lot of things are happening. So guys, catch you on the next one.
Bye bye.